Hey, we're back here with Jordan Lyons, and he's here to talk about estate planning from the Missoula Aging Service, and he's the educating coordinator.
Right.
So is that all right?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So, will you tell me more about estate planning?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and so, as you might know, Missoula Aging Services promotes the independence, dignity, and health of older adults and those who care for them. And one way we do that is by helping people understand their options in terms of estate planning. And that's something that is it's a tricky subject. It's something that can get pretty complicated. But it's something that really everybody needs to think about, every adult and every family, not just very rich people or anything like that. And so that's why we're working with University of Montana's Geriatric Education Center to present an event called Estate Planning for Everybody that has that message with Dr. Marcia Getting from the MSU Extension Office, who's a real expert on estate planning.
Cool. Nice. Well, can you tell us when these classes are being held?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so they're on April 12th, and we've got 2 sessions, and so people can either come to one at 1 o'clock or at 4 o'clock. And so it's about a 2-hour session, and they're at Missoula Public Library.
Cool. Is this for people aged like 55 and up, or is this kind of like for all ages?
I think it's going to be of, like many things we do, it's going to be of special interest to older adults, but it really is for everybody. And we're not screening people out or anything like that. We are asking for people to sign up in advance because space is limited for that. So we've got a couple ways people can do that. They can get on our website at estateplanningforEverybody.eventbrite.com, or they can just give us a call at 728-7682.
What can people expect from these classes?
Good question. So, like I said, estate planning can get pretty complicated, and one thing they'll do in the class is Marcia will ask the crowd a question about, here's a situation where you've got these people and, their kids and grandkids and, these people divorced and then if they died without a will, who would get their estate? And people can actually vote. True. Yeah, and I mean, it's amazing. They're so tricky. They can be really complicated. So it just kind of gives people a basic idea of what would happen if they didn't make plans and why they should do that, right. And then some of the tools they have to make sure their estate goes where they want it to go, and with a minimum of time tied up in probate.
Yeah, and with a lot of this, there's always like, sometimes people do it on their own, and they hire a lawyer, and then they try to, figure out a nice plan and get a nice thing going. And sometimes people just don't bother doing it.
Right.
And there's even a lot of issues. Can you talk about some of the things that could happen if they actually don't plan for the future, and then?
Sure. Yeah, and you brought up a lot of great points with that, and I think that even after attending this, some people are gonna work with an attorney. And that's fine, but this is still a nice way to you don't have to go in and pay by the hour to ask the attorney your estate planning 101 types of questions, right? But yeah, I mean, and there are Dr. Marcia Getting will share some horror stories in that presentation of people their money didn't go where they meant for it to go, or they they gifted money in a way that impacted their eligibility for Medicaid to pay for a nursing home. So there are some kind of pitfalls, and so it's really important to get a grasp of at least the basics to get some peace of mind.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely love the Missoula Aging Service because it basically enlightens a lot of people who are in that range of not necessarily in nursing homes, but going towards their golden years of life. And a lot of times it's nice to know if that their children are being taken care of a lot of times.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean those are difficult decisions, to weigh out, how to prioritize your own care, your kids, especially if you have, some people might have a special needs adult child, or, and I mean, there are a lot of different situations that can throw a lot of little wrinkles in there.
Yeah. But so one more time, when and where are these classes for the estate planning?
Yeah, so it's estate planning for everybody, April 12th at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock. It's, same program, whichever one you go to, at Missoula Public Library. and people can sign up by going to estateplanningforeverybody.eventbrite.com, or they can just give us a call at 728-7682.
Cool.
Awesome.
Is there
Thank you.
anything else you want to touch base on before you go?
That's all I got for right now. But yeah, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate
Awesome.
it.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much, Jordan.
Sure thing.